Look at the global board right now. Decades-old alliances are snapping. Democratic institutions like Congress and the UN are being bypassed in real time. It forces a difficult question. Is the commander-in-chief executing a sophisticated, multidimensional chess game that the rest of us just can't see? Or are we witnessing a total loss of strategic control? The evidence suggests the answer is much simpler and a lot more dangerous. There is no grand geopolitical master plan at work. Every erratic decision and bypassed ally traces back to the dictates of personal ego. To understand the decay of the Western alliance, we have to look past geography and focus on how specific psychological traits have been turned into instruments of statecraft. To find those instruments, we need to listen to someone with a front row seat. Dr. Fiona Hill is a leading Russia expert and former presidential advisor. She spent years observing the dynamic between the president and Vladimir Putin from inside the room. Hill observed a distinct pattern. The president's worldview is rooted in a vertical power structure. He prioritizes unchecked authority over the complexities of democratic consensus. In this hierarchy, status means raw control. At the top are those with absolute power, like Putin and Xi. At the bottom are democratic leaders constrained by voters. Because they answer to parliaments, they lose relevance. To a unilateral will, democratic allies are a distraction. This demand for top-down validation creates a specific opening. It allows foreign actors to influence American policy by appealing directly to the man at the top, bypassing the entire diplomatic apparatus. Consider standard intelligence methodology. Officers don't always need a willing spy. They simply look for a target's biggest psychological weakness and apply leverage. Vladimir Putin identified a specific vulnerability, a desperate, visible need to be recognized as a world historic figure of unique importance. As Hill describes it, Putin managed this need by carefully controlling access. He remained aloof, doling out just enough praise to keep the president focused on earning his approval. This dynamic positions the Kremlin as the ultimate arbiter of value. Hill describes a situation where the president is essentially in a posture of constant pursuit, chasing the validation of a man he considers a true peer. By aligning personal ego with Russian recognition, Putin bypasses traditional diplomatic friction. When personal validation becomes a primary driver of decisions, the president functions as a strategic asset for the Kremlin. This dynamic is sustained through the systematic erosion of objective truth. Russian intelligence feeds conspiracy theories into the ecosystem, knowing they will be picked up and amplified. Relying on memes and unvetted information makes him a highly effective delivery system for their propaganda. Take the destruction of Malaysian Airlines flight MH17. While investigations pointed to Russian-backed forces, disinformation campaigns successfully pushed theories that the CIA was responsible. These narratives were adopted and repeated, directly challenging the findings of Western intelligence. Adopting these theories serves a purpose. By attacking objective facts and domestic intelligence, the president creates a landscape where his instincts are the only source of truth, shielding him from accountability. This destruction of shared reality is mutually beneficial. It allows the president to dismiss domestic criticism while simultaneously empowering autocratic rivals who thrive in the chaos of a post-truth world. What are the long-term consequences of a world where the United States is led by a manipulated partner? Long-standing allies have reached a conclusion. They have accepted that the United States is currently an unreliable actor, and they are actively preparing to maintain their security without American support. Mark Carney, the former governor of the Banks of England and Canada, has proposed a specific high-stakes shift. He is calling for Canada and the UK to build their own sovereign wealth and defense funds to insulate themselves from American instability. The shift is mechanical. Economic and defense resources are being redirected away from the US node and pooled into a newly formed Canadian and European circuit. It is a firewall designed to function regardless of Washington's choices. The fracturing of the US-UK special relationship represents a structural pivot. Allies are standing up a closed-loop defense system designed to function even if the United States remains a compromised partner. These tactics have been turned inward as well. The ultimate domestic strategy is to talk down American institutions until the public loses faith in the system entirely. Challenging the legitimacy of elections, of the courts, and the media,
The goal is to ensure no objective reality remains to challenge autocratic authority. We see the results. Objective truth is under constant pressure. Multilateral frameworks are being sidelined, and autocratic rivals are successfully navigating the board through the calculated application of praise. To navigate this, we must stop reacting to the surface-level noise of chaotic social media posts and start focusing on the psychological leverage that is actually driving these events. Surviving this era requires a shift in how we analyze global events, prioritizing the study of psychological influence over traditional partisan debate. Thanks for watching.